Welcome to episode 4 of this Let's Play series. My name is DasTactic. Welcome to the channel. Hope you've been enjoying the series. This is, of course, Age of Wonders 4. We've got a few little things to do. Now, the first thing we're going to go through is the tomes, because we've now finished one of the chapters with our research. So there's no research that's set currently at this particular point in time. I'm just going to go across to Searing Blades, which is just giving us an indication that there's been some magical things that have happened. So Searing Blades has now been completed. This is now where we can sort of then go and add this particular enchantment to our units. So I'll select new research. Now when we select new research at this point in time, we then get taken, because we finished off the last tome, this tome of pyromancy. We've now sort of finished going through what we needed to get from there. We select a new research and we can now choose a different tome. Now again, the game will sort of tend to push us in a direction that it thinks we would benefit from, which is great, but we don't have to do it. This one's suggesting that we actually now go and pick up the tome of warding, which will then give us access to the the astral affinity. So we can sort of go more into astral if we wanted to. So this will give us like a phantasm warrior, for example, which is a level 1 shield unit. Now we've already got good shield units, so we don't really need to worry about that one so much. Static shield if we needed to sort of do this one here, so we can sort of a chance to inflict stun on attackers. That would be a good one, actually. The Tome of Warding, through there, that's a buff spell. But I don't know, if we have a bit of a look, you'll notice that we're still in tier 1. So we've already chosen the first tier 1 when we first set up in the game. This is now going to set up the next lot of stuff that we then need to start to look at. It ends in spells that we need to then go and do research for. We've got bolstering support back and through there. So support abilities grant 1 bolster of resistance to affected units. That's not too bad. That's actually not too bad. Yeah, I'll keep on going. I'll just have a bit of a look through. Then we've got evocation as well through here, like lightning focus and evoker. Really sort of got to start to think, what do we want to be doing? We don't want to get too many of these unit enchantments. Storm Spirit. Some of these can be useful as well. This is the Chaos Tome, and we're at 3 and 3. This would take us to 5 and 3. If we chose this one here, we'd get the Houndmaster, which is a ranged unit. Blaze of the Horde. So this is a damage spell. Summon irregulars if we needed to. So that's just sort of anything except non-scout tier 1 units can be reduced in a city on the target map. So that wouldn't be bad. That summons basically one of our core units that have now been buffed out with the fire, or will be buffed out with the fire protection or fire damage. We've got Spawnkins, so makes the target race smaller and more numerous, granting them increased number of units in the formation. 20% damage incompatible with super growth, so we can actually end up with more units per stack, and it sort of then ends up where they can become like a full-on little horde, which is actually quite a nice one. Now this is our last chance to choose from tier 1, so we have to choose wisely. Fury of the Horde in through there as well. All friendly tier 1 units become strengthened. That's again going to be useful for us. This is very, very good for low-level units, and we're going to be relying on our low-level units a lot, I think. So that's that one through there. Tome of the Rock. This is a Materium affinity. And so this one we get the Gargoyle, the Rock Blast. And we've only got one of these left. We've already chose the other one when we started. We've got Earthkin, Tome of the Rock. We get extra defense. I don't think I'll bother with that one there. Actually, no, we didn't get those. I did choose the Chaos. I only got one Chaos node left, which I think is going to be the way we're going to end up going. This one here is, we can get like a copper golem in through the side, which is just a summons in. So yeah, this is sort of one of these things. It summons in an actual polearm unit that is actually a unit that will then have to pay mana to upkeep. And I think our existing guys are good enough, so I don't think we'll worry about that one so much. The spell Tempered Shields, though, this one does give us extra resistance. Yep, and adjacent allies will get more resistance as well. This will be good against the frost damage from Artica if we did need to do that one. The Seeker Arrows will grants physical range attacks extra range, which again, that's going to be good for our ranged units or skirmish units. We don't actually have any skirmish units. Awakened Tools. This is actually a spell that can be cast on a city, which will give us extra production and draft. but at the cost of city stability, unfortunately. So it's a bit of a bet each way. It's not really something that's all that useful to us. And Sundering Blades grants melee attacks of enchanted units the base 90% chance of inflicting sundered defense, reducing the enemy defense as we sort of do the hits. Again, that could sort of be used to weaken. It's sort of something I'm tempted to go with. This one here, healing roots, poison blades, poison arrows. I don't think I'll worry about that one so much. Won't worry about that one. Now this one here, this is Tome of Faith. Heal and support units through the power of the faithful. So unit upkeep is reduced again. But we've already pretty much got our unit upkeep as low as it can go. So, but this is for everything. Everything gets reduced a little bit there. And that's going to be good later on in the game if we did actually go and grab this. Again, that's a good choice. Tome of Zeal. So we've got this like Zealots. Legion of Zeal. I don't think I'll worry about that one so much. This is Cryomancy. This is actually the... we can get the White Witches, which are going to be coming up against us to inflict Frozen. I mean, we could actually end up going with something that does give us an ability ultimately to protect ourselves, but this isn't going to do that so much. I mean, you've got like Snow Spirits, which are pretty much immune to frost damage, but let's not go that way. Then we've got the Tome of Souls in through this side, where we can sort of get more undead sort of style to start the undead aspect of the game. And back to warding, I think we're going to go with Tome of the Horde, and this way we'll pick up a few good things like the Spawnkin. That would be a good minor race transformation, and this doesn't cost any upkeep, so I think we'll actually go with that one and try to get this one as early as we can. So we'll select this one. It sort of also makes sense with the way that we've been sort of playing the game anyway. Now that, there we go.
The power of large numbers, of masses riled up into a frenzy. Ultimately, our hounds of war will tear apart the strongest knights and most cunning warlocks. Our enemy's biggest mistake is to underestimate how many thralls we command, and how little we care about their lives.
Now, one thing you'll notice when we go into these tomes, the voice acting is brilliant. And it's just one voice actor all the way through. Like I know that there was a lot of cringy stuff that was done in Planetfall with the different voices, and very few of them were actually very, very good. But in this case, I think this is the witch or the sorceress at the start of the Age of Wonders, who's sort of like stepping through the portal. I think this is supposed to be her talking, and I really got to say it's just nicely done. It's understated, and it just does it. It just sounds really, really good. I really like the voice acting in the game. So it's the only one. There's not a million other different voice actors doing different things. So we have Fury of the Horde. All friendly tier 1 units become strengthened. That would be useful. Again, that's a buff spell. And then we've got this guy here, which I don't think we can sort of see much of. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just going to go back in and redo this one. I can still go back in, I think. I want to go Spawnkin is actually the one I do want to go and get. So we'll get Spawnkin, and this one will then be something where we're going to have more power for our tier 1 units. We're just building up our tier 1 units all the time at this point in time. Spells are now ready to cast. We can now do the Searing Blades. This is now something we can start to bring in. So we'll start to cast this one. It'll take 45 world casting points. We've got 0 at this point in time. So that's already been applied to this. Take 2 more turns before we can do anything with that. Orders required back in through this side. Now we can actually go and attack with this unit. So what I want to do is I want to get this one ready to go. That one can also attack. Let's just move it out, and we'll just bring the whole group in. I want them all to get the experience of this. So we'll just move that one within 3 of the actual attack. Move this one in as well. And so if I now just use this one here, you can see there that the other 2 highlight when I hover over, which means that we're going to go in with 8 units. And it's a little bit more dangerous than what it has been. Let's just do a manual combat again, and so we can sort of then just go through. Now, the matriarch, we've seen other spiders. These ones will be a little bit different. Just go into manual combat. Again, I love this, the way it just sort of sets up like a much more expected battle line rather than actually having the full-on surroundings coming in from different angles. it's little simple changes like this in the game, and it's pretty much simple really, but it just enhances the gameplay. You know, it makes it faster than what it's ever been before. Now I think what we might do is, now they've come in, she's now spawned another one in through this side. So we've got the vampire spider hatchling, we've got 2 of those. She actually has used this egg, I think. So already used in this battle, yeah. So she's now brought in another hatchling. She has got web abilities. She's got the melee strike in through the side as well, and she does do life stealing, and so it temporarily heals herself. So we're going to need to smash her when we can. So let's just go and have a look and see what she's got. Now she has got she's got added resistance to calculate damage from blight, and so she's got like different sorts of status there. So it's going to be hard to get her burning, but she does have blight resistance. Now that's not going to impact us much at all. Let's just forget about this one. We'll just close that one off. And we've got our own vampire spiding hatchling ourselves, and so we're wanting this one to ultimately level up. At the moment it's just a veteran. We need it to go past elite to champion, and then once it gets to champion it will then be one of these big matriarchs we sort of see at the back, and that will be good. Let's move these. Now we want these sort of working in together, so let's just move both of these around this other side. So these are our frontline troops. And we'll move that one across as well. Now these have got the flaming arrows now. So if we sort of start to zoom in, we'll start to see the modelling there with the flaming crossbows. And want that one in there as well. And then this one just in the back. I just want this to pick up the experience. That's all I want it to do. These I'm going to start to move across. I'm not in any great rush with all of these different units at this stage. Just see where they end up going. So everyone will just go into their defensive modes, the shield walls will go up. Now remember, they're going to be wanting to use their web ability. And so the web ability is going to be a bad one for us, and it actually sort of does do a ranged area. Now we're going to be wanting to go in. We've got 70% back in through there. We've got a 90% there. Yeah, I don't really want to have that one go too far in. I might just leave these guys in a line. But I'm going to have to use my others and probably suffer a little bit in here as well. Okay, what can these do? Nothing much. They're just basic fighters. So I think if we get into a bit of a line here, that will actually then end up working out pretty well. So we'll start with this one, which is going to be the outside of the line. Move this one into the middle. I think we'll do that. She might move that one into there. So there's another pole arm there. Actually, I can just use this guy to do this anvil guard. Let's move that one up. Now we can use the taunt, and this is actually, we haven't used this one before. This will then, if it succeeds, it will then force this skeleton to just keep on attacking us and not go anywhere else, which is okay. It's got to be something nice and close. There's a 90% chance it'll be taunted. So let's go and do that. Taunted for 3 turns, and so we know it's going to attack. And now this one has actually now set itself up as a shield wall. Let's just go and move this one in. Now we only get the benefit of 1 shield wall, so it's actually already now got the shield wall up. I think I'll just keep that one where that is. So let's just keep that one nice and next to each other. So they're going to get the benefit of being bolstered. So we'll just go and set that one up. And so it's now in defensive mode. This one here as well, nothing else for it to do but to go into defensive mode with the shield wall again. So these are now all nicely laid out. Now we can start to move in. Now you can see there we've got like less chance to now do hits. I I might move this one in nice and close, actually. So we've got an ability there where we can do a lot of damage there. Fire weakness, there's a 44% chance of burning that one there, 60% there, 60% there, and 60% there. I'm not too worried about the skeletons. I'm actually more worried about this one at the back. But I can do much more damage to these at the other side. So let's just go and start to work our way across here. Now, unfortunately, the web is going to be able to hit all of these guys. And unfortunately, that's just what we're just going to have happen. Just move that one across. Flaming arrows, and it's now burning for 3 turns. Let's move that one in. Yep, we've almost got this one killed. I could have warded, actually. I probably should have done that more so than what I just did. Now this one here, this battle mage unit is got fire bolts again and flame strike. This is range 6 if we did want to use it, but we have to not have moved. Now, and they're going to target this one, I think. So they're going to come in and actually sort of target this particular unit. We do actually have some fire resistance, but that's all we actually do have. Just go and close. Only a graze. And I'm just going to keep this one back. So we're going to see a web go in. 1, 2, 3. They'll target this one so they can get all of these, I would think. Now we do have a spell ready to launch. We've got a Steel Fury Chant. So all friendly units lose their bolstered if we don't have any bolstered defense yet. So this is hardly going to be useful, I don't think. Ignite. We might use this one, I think, on the. I think that one there is just not going to work that well. This thing's going to die pretty quickly. Just leave that one burning. Okay, let's end our turn here. So they're now taunted to. There we go. We've got bolster defense there of 3. Now we get 2 retaliations, which is good. We're not doing much damage back. There goes the web. We were immobilized, but it won't matter much. And they're trying to cause problems for us in here. It did use the vampire ability and it's healed itself up a little bit each time. Now we've got the range 6 with this spell in through here. So this is actually a flame strike. It always hits. Deals damage in a 1 hex radius and sets these hexes on fire. So perfect. We're going to be able to do the damage. Now this guy burnt away, so it's just these 3 in here now that we need to sort of then be impacting. And so this one cannot be used within the enemy zone of control. It's got a cooldown of 2, and so we're just going to go and set this in fire. Now we can do this one where it impacts us as well, but let's just go and set these on fire. Now they're all burning now, which is good. So that's sort of now got them all flaming away, and this thing can't use its web anymore, so it's going to have to either go around the other side or hit a different way. So we'll just go, we've got 50% chance in through there. Now that means that there's a 75% chance we're going to get a graze, and a 25% that we're going to miss altogether. Now a miss means we could ultimately hit any of the other areas around there, so it's a little bit risky, but it's still probably worth having a go. So let's just do it. Yeah, we missed but didn't actually hit anything else. That's okay. This one here, we actually do have a healing, so we can restore. Target friendly unit will restore 10 points. Now we've taken a bit of damage. It's not too bad. I think I'll just leave that one where that is. We also then have things like, for example, grant extra defense or whatever else we want to do. But in reality, I think we'll just go with the attacks in through this side. We'll just go and hit this particular unit. And if we go and attack with this one, Yeah, I think that'll still work out okay. They've already now used that particular one. Yeah, I don't need to go any closer with anyone, so let's just go and hit this one. It's now gone, and we'll just move this one up and then go back into defensive mode there. Now that still leaves this unit here, which can actually do a bit of damage there if we wanted to, but we can just, again, just go into defensive mode. We've already got 2 hit backs anyway, so we just might as well go with the extra defense, and then we'll just do some extra damage with this. Now, the vampire spider, we are going to have to target this one at some point. I think that this one will ultimately... Actually, no, I might just do a bit of damage there, I think. More flame damage coming in. This one can just stay back where it is. And I won't worry about the spells anymore. Just end our turn. So very little damage coming back our way. So we did 10 retaliation damage. Now it's going to go and do some big damage. Now that one has now healed itself up a little bit. If we go back and have a look at this one here, click on it, we should then be able to sort of see that it's got a certain amount. It's got 90 90 hit points, but +4. So this is the +4 is the temporary health that it actually does have. So it's trying to target this unit in through this side of the side. Now this guy here has got the ability to actually go and hit, where is it? With the polearm itself against large targets like the spider, so plus 40% damage against large targets. So we'll go and do that, so we can actually see there we've got like a fairly big attack. In fact, if I press the control, you can see there that we have a 32 damage, and the reason for that is the Giant Slayer is giving us the plus 40%. On the way back, it's going to do 1 retaliation strike. Now, what I may be able to do here is do the flank attack to start with, because it's not facing that direction. So we'll just do a couple there, just get those so that it couldn't actually retaliate against the flanking. This one here, we'll just do a magic blast. We can also do another magic blast here, or I can heal this unit up. I also have this at 70%. Let's go and do that. It was only grazed and it did resist the extra burning. It's 90% there. This is a nice, these magic bolts are going to work in fairly well. There we go. So we've doing more and more damage. There we go, and then this one here will then finish it off. Now there is a retaliation strike. There it goes. But bang, in she goes. Nicely done. So we stopped it before it could actually then go and completely destroy that particular area. So we'll just close this one. Again, it's worth experimenting and playing in the battles just to get a feel for how everything actually does work if you do have the game. You don't have to, of course, but it's I think it's helpful. Let's just move these up and move these up as well, because we want to take this gold that's in here, that little gold stash. So there's nothing much else down here that we can do, so we've sort of pretty much exhausted our options down in that part of the map. We'll end our turn. Looks like Arctic is winning battles. Oh, here we go. We've actually now found ourselves another potential friend, but maybe not. Sangrila greets you with contempt, so relations are already bad at -445. You are the Forge Lord DasTactic of the Forgeborn. I'm not impressed. Tread carefully before I decide that your realm is worth conquering. This is very bad frame rate. I don't know why. I haven't sort of experienced. I've experienced it in little bits, but again, this is an early version of the game, so that may be why that's actually happening. We'll just say goodbye. Yeah, that frame rate is terrible. It's good here, but it's just not good in those. I have reported that with other aspects of the game. Now we're just going to go back across. Again, I've got no one that's fast, unfortunately. Now, the spider, what are you on now? Now elite. So we're getting close to champion. That will be good to actually get that one set up as an elite unit. Oops, hang on. Just move this one up. So we've now got this open where we can we'll be ultimately able to come through and help out with these other areas back over here. We'll keep these moving with this particular army. And get another area. Now, what I do want to do is just secure the borders a little bit, just so I've got room to really maneuver a lot. Although, having said that, I don't need the gold desperately. I would like to get some of these other locations, like start to head out through this other side. I mean, I could just leave that for them. I might do that because if this one does expand, that would be a good one. So let's just go and grab more quarries so we can get more of more production. So we still get the gold, the 10 gold, but we then get another 5 production from that location. It gives me 2 quarries. And we'll move this one up as well. And we've now got the next of the anvil guards coming as well. Now we're going to need to get like a couple of big stacks of all of these different things. So we're still casting one more turn, and we get the searing blades to then place onto those sort of units that we actually have, the baseline units. Let's just go back in. We've got another anvil guard coming. It's not chewing up too much of the mana yet. It will soon. The pyromancer. Again, we can sort of buff this on eventually as well. The pyromancer was very, very useful. I think we might sort of try to get like a steel shaper for each unit as well. Although they're not as useful as some of the others. Halberdiers being very, very good. They're going to benefit from those searing blades as well. I might grab one of those, just to queue it up in behind, and then maybe the another pyromancer. God, I just love the personalization in the game. Like how it just feels so damn good. Like it really does. Yes, it's just brilliant. Like the way they've put it all together, the way it works is just incredible. Now this one is this is now sort of connected back in through there. Nothing much else we can do. And they've actually now cleaned out all of this other area. They've really gone crazy through this area. There's the other leaders back out through this other side. So what have they got? We've got rodent nobles back in through this other side. Yep, the scout units. So they're archers, pikemen, which are just tier 1 as well. Support units in through this side. These are bannermen. So these are actually feudal. These are a feudal group of ratlings. And if we have a look, ratlings led by a mage who is actually a toadling. So they've come across us basically on the outside. So rodent nobles, here we go. So they're if they're feudal is the culture. Wonder architects and imperialists. Okay. Well, this may be how we can expand by taking over these sorts of units. So we'll just say goodbye anyway. All right, that one there we can't do much else with. Really, there's nothing much we can do. I think I'll just move into the underground and then move this one up towards the others as well. End our turn. Now, can we move through there yet? If we can, it would be good. Now, it'll warn us if there's a problem. No, that's fine. It's because we've now got the relationship we have with them is we're just inside this pact of loyalty. So another ruler was denounced. So they've now let it be known that Sangrella Havensent has crossed me. So this is actually Sangrella. And so she hates this one as well. So it has denounced that one. So we'll just say goodbye. So we've got lots of these declarations of rivalry and denunciations, etc., etc. We have to end up killing her off. Searing Blades is now ready, so we can just go across and launch this particular one. And so this is going to do our pole arms and our shield units with the extra fire damage and 20% damage against targets that are already burning. So again, if we attack with the melee after we've attacked with the ranged and after we've attacked with the battle mages, we're going to have a much better idea or much more damage going in than if we attack at the start. So we'll enchant these. So these are now sort of all working together. There we go. So we've now got the flaming weapons. God, this feels good. This game, it feels so damn good. Now we've got the grand mill has been generated. Now that's going to give us even more growth. 5 more turns and we go up another level. If we just go back across, now this we should start to be able to get, we've got things like the mob camp. So this is a special province improvement. So tier 1 units are cheaper by 20% if we go and build this one. So this is actually something we do want to do. It counts as a forester, must be built on an acquired province. And so we need to build that one if we build it on one of the other existing provinces, like for example the farm. And this is close to where we've got the underground passage. I don't want to replace the research post, but that would actually work out pretty well. Now we've got the mana obelisk, which requires the quarries, 2 quarries, which we've now got. So we can get that one, which we don't really need just yet. We've got the wizard tower, which will give us more Imperium. And so this is something we could actually sort of go and get later on. The ritual pyre, so this is plus 10 mana income, plus 3 mana per adjacent forester, counts as a forester. This is the builder's quarters, so this is plus 15 production income and plus 5 production per adjacent quarry. Now we've got a quarry way over there and a quarry way over here. So these just enhance what actually happens, but the mob camp is a good one for us. So I'm just going to go across and I'm going to replace this farm. So right click to replace the farm with a mob camp. And so it's going to then still, we're going to end up a net result where it's going to be a bit better anyway. So that's now building the mob camp in 2 turns. We might as well go and grab the blacksmith as well, which will give us better draft income. I might grab that as well. Again, this is boosted because of the 2 quarries that we actually now have. So that would just be nice, just to sort of boost these along, just speed things up, particularly with our tier 1 units. So I'm going to end up with sort of stacks of mainly tier 1 units, mainly the shield units with a couple of the archer units, maybe throw in a pyromancer as well, just in amongst the listing there. Now we're going to be wanting this one to go across the map and go back outside. Where was it? This underground passage. I want it sort of outside of here. So let's just move that one through. That one can't reach the gold. This one here, we can just get this shielded unit across that side, pick up the 77 gold on the way through, bring this one up, and just keep it in behind the other, and then start to move this one up as well. Now, I'm just going to use this mainly to get rid of this haunted graveyard, which is a silver spawn. This is going to be a bit more complicated with what we need to then go and do. Got this one as well coming up, so I'll just move all of these up just to sort of get the armies all together, so we can sort of get like a bit more of a collective. We'll just end our turn, and I better call it quits, I think, at this stage. Yeah, this is now awakened, and so it's now wandering around. We just saw there was a unit that wandered off to the side there. So let's just get everyone set up. We can move that one to there. This here is one of the arbalists. We've got the shielded unit, another shielded unit back in through there. We've got the pyromancer. We've already got one pyromancer. No, we don't have a pyromancer in with this group. I'll keep this one so we can keep on trying to level this thing up. What I might do is I might bring the support unit back out. And we want to be 3 away, ultimately. So if I press this one, yeah, you can see there, that's actually fine, where they all actually are. So I'll leave that one there. I'll move that one back in with that group. And then we've got this unit here, this scout unit, can just make its way outside. Let's go and do it. And Temple of the Godier. Okay, so we're not seeing too much on this side. Now, one thing we can do is go and get sailing. I think I might do that. So we'll just go back and cross into this realm. And so sailing is going to cost me 50 Imperium. I've got 500, which is good. Just go and grab that. So we're still not finding great locations. It's sort of been a hard start, to be honest. We'll see what we can find. If we sort of zoom back out on the map, we can then sort of have a bit of a look to sort of see how big the map actually is. And we've just got like a very, very small area for ourselves. Just one city, which is really not good. I could technically build a city in here, but there's just not enough space. There really isn't enough space. So we'll see if we can find another area that we can do this with. This won't be enough space over here either. Anyway, that's fine where we all are. We've got negotiations, so we're now, the free city is now up next is bonded vassalage. So we now sort of hit the vassals. These are now a vassal of us, and they're going to be giving us a little bit of income. Now, as the vassalization increases in value, the more we're going to get from them. And so we still actually have the allegiance. We still have the same growth that actually does go back in through this one through here, but they'll just start to go through the actual steps. That's vassalage. This is bonded vassalage, and then we've got the full vassalage, flourishing vassalage. Then finally at the back end through here, supreme vassalage. So the free city shares 50% of its income, shares all of its magic materials, contributes 5 to the rally of lieges, which I'll explain in a minute what that actually is. Trading costs decrease by 20%, and city can be integrated as well if we're wanting it to, which we probably will, I think, because we just don't have any cities at all. So that would be good if we actually ended up with another city, a sister city that we controlled, and they'd be happy to do that eventually. Now, we did actually get astral dew from this particular location. Quite often they will actually have like a special ability. Now, astral dew does give extra research and extra mana. And it also gives me 20 map casting points. So our map casting points have just gone up. There is a bug there where it doesn't actually list it, but that one that's with the bullet point with nothing listed is the astral dew. And we should then end up with a little bit more in through here as well, I think. City income. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. I thought that was going to... Oh, when annexed, yeah, that's okay. So we've actually got that one. So if we get all of these, like the Archon Blood and the Tranquility Pool, we then actually get this one. This collection effect is the mana resource nodes grant 10 knowledge and mana, which would be great to get. So we need to get one of each of those different sorts of buildings, not buildings, the magic materials. Again, a different way of looking at the game than what we've ever seen before in the game. So yeah, very exciting. Did I go grab the seafaring? I did. Okay, that's fine. Just wanted to double check. Spawnkin we've now got this minor race transformation, so we'll just select this new research. Now we have Rune of Industry, so we've got back this one again. So this is grants non-industrious units bolstering, which increases defense when they sustain damage. We've got Blaze of the Horde, so target enemy unit suffers fire damage for each friendly tier 1 unit. And 2 fire damage for each non-tier, so adjacent enemy units suffer 50% of the damage. That would be a good one actually, because we're going to be using hordes. Summon irregulars back and through here. Summons a random non-scout tier 1 unit that can be produced in a city on a target hex. Again, these are both very, very good. I think we might go this way, This way we're going to be able to then build the horde very, very quickly. Here's the next flaming... unit, the searing blades, or searing hammers, as he sort of comes on through. Orders required. We'll just leave that one where that is, and we'll end our turn, and then we'll call it quits. One more turn. It's always one more turn, which is the hallmark, of course, of Age of Wonders. Quest for cultivation. So this is so we need to build 3 farms. So the Forgeborn Council sends their chief deputy to meet with you. Blah, 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 blah. Will you commit to building more farms? Very well, I'll see to it. And there's more farmland is cultivated, if we can. So now we've got 25 turns, so you should be able to do this. Satisfaction only leads to meekness. I need my people hungry, ready to fight for the next meal. So we can do that one there, but we lose city stability, and we don't want to lose stability. So we can I think we'll accept the quest. And so we can try to sort of get something good from that one. So we've got 25 turns to do that particular quest. Let's move these up. Now the haunted graveyard, there was actually another unit back in here. Again, I'll just get ready. See if we can then hunt it down and see if we can actually end up doing something else in there, which would be good. This one in through this side, we can actually now hit the water. Temple of the Goat here, we're not going to be able to do much in there. Let's hit the water so we can start to see things a little bit better. Alright, and I will leave it there, guys. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time, and we'll keep on playing.